How's it going, everybody? Happy Wednesday, and that is time for another episode of the diecast of the week. Woo! Okay, so now what we got here today is I'm feeling Napa. Napa is a very great sponsor, has a bunch of pretty paint schemes, and we're going to discuss two of them today. Woo! Get back here. Alright, so the first car on the lineup is Martin Truex's 2011 Napa Auto Parts Toyota. Give you guys a quick little 360 tour of the car here. You see the Napa logo. And I definitely love Napa as a sponsor. It definitely gives some pretty cars because of the color and some of its very unique choice in design. So, starting off with the colors, as I mentioned before, they're great. The blue and yellow combo is something I personally enjoy, and I really like how the unique design that they give onto this car, which I'll talk about a little later. But right now, the colors, they work. I love the good amount of yellow on the side. It's not too much, but it's not like, but there is still some yellow there as well. Now, in terms of the decals, they're good. I mean, like, they're not like fantastic. They don't like explode out, but they're there. Because you got Napa Auto Parts here on the side, Napa Auto Parts here. The one flaw I do have is look at straight on. You see something off? Look at the Napa logo here. Notice how it's a bit to the right? That is an issue. Because if you look on it straight up, it is just planted a little bit to the right. Now when you have the car like this, not a big deal. It looks pretty much fine. But unfortunately, that is a little bit of a flaw. Yeah, oh well. And then the other little tidbit I like too is the monkey here on the side. It is tiremonkey.com. There is another monkey company out there called Monkey Butt Paste. It is not that, but I know it exists. But yeah, no, it's tiremonkey.com. So, and it makes sense because you know tires there on stock cars. It makes sense, yo. Anyway, so let's talk about the actual design. First of all, I absolutely endure the number 56 because if I mentioned it in the unboxing video, because yeah, as a side note, I did unbox this video in that unboxing diecast video. And so now I'll get to finally go in depth and review this car. In that video, I said this is the first ever number 56 car that I got. And in my bucket list, I did say that I wanted to get a number for every single diecast that was in NASCAR. So I don't know if all the numbers exist, but I would like to get them all. Because I also got number 79, Casey Kane, that's a rare number as well. And now I'm really glad I got that. So anyway, number 56, and I definitely love just the font of the 56 as well. Definitely unique, makes the car stand out, and that is enjoyable. Now what I also like too is the interesting wave design. Like, I don't know what I want to call it. It's like a wave, but it's also like a flame as well. Now I understand they're bouncing off the yellow that's on the Napa Auto Parts logo. I don't know what you call it though. And I'm not saying it's bad. Oh, not at all. It's cool looking. I just don't know what you want to call it. And because especially here, back here in the quarter panel, there is no logos here. But that's totally fine because of this unique design. It really covers up the lack of logos and decals that are on the back quarter panel of this car. Now, the only real other issue I do have with this car is the silver wheels. Now, the silver wheels themselves are great, but the problem is the car body itself needs to complement it somehow. Like if something on this car is silver, like if the blue is replaced with silver or something, then the wheels would work. Or on the flip side, if it's not silver, it's like either gold or blue or even red would be okay. But the silver just, it feels weird. I don't know if it's a special like Michael Waltrip Racing thing or what, but I don't know, it just doesn't work for me. So overall, it is a very good looking car. I do like it. And I'm going to give Martin Truex's 2011 Napa Auto Parts Toyota 4 stars. So definitely a good looking car. Just a couple of minor flaws here and there, but I definitely did enjoy it on the racetrack while it was out there. So now the second car, another big reason why I'm doing this. Almost. Okay. I got this car a couple of weeks ago at Target. It is Chase Elliott's Napa Auto Parts 2017 Chevrolet. Give you a little 360 tour of this car. You got the yellow on the back. Alright, so let's talk about this car. First of all, again, let's talk about the colors. The big issue in terms of colors I have with this car is the yellow that was issued. Because you see how you got the yellow here? I almost feel like that was forced. Because I feel like they looked at this car up here and it's like, oh, we don't have as much yellow on there, so let's throw some on. So what they did is they throw this like yellow, I like to call it like maybe a drop shadow or something like that, except they color overlaid it and they threw the yellow on the side. You also have the yellow on the roof rails here, and then the yellow on the back as well. I'll explain more why that doesn't work later, but all in all, the yellow just does not work for me there. I understand it, but again, just doesn't really work. The decals, just like Martin Truex's car, they're fine. Because again, the Napa Auto Parts logo here, it fills up the side. Got a couple decals here, Mountain Dew, Sun Energy. You got Napa Know-How here on top, and the Napa Auto Parts here on the rear deck lid. One thing they did fix on this car is that the Napa Auto Parts logo on the front is more straight. So if I do it like this, it is more straight on. So that is fixed, and I do appreciate that. And now let's talk about the actual design. So the actual stripe design, like this part here, that's also on the 2016 car, that is cool. I absolutely do not have a problem with that actual stripe design. I just wish they kind of went back and they did add more yellow to it. But again, what they're trying to do is they're throwing that yellow onto an already pretty much fine design. So going back to the yellow, because I said I do like yellow and blue on the car, and so I get what they're trying to go for. I just wish they would maybe change up the design as a whole on the car instead of just adding on to something they already have. Like for example, I don't have this car yet, but Chase Elliott's 2015 car, that car, in the Cup Series by the way, the 25 car, that car was pretty, and that car really got the job done. And because of the blue and yellow combo, if you will. Now one thing I do appreciate of this car too though, is the lack of yellow on the front. That is one thing I think this car works that Truex did not. I do appreciate it because there's already a lot of yellow on the front, and that is because of the actual Napa logo. You also do have a little bit of yellow here on the splitter. You can barely see it, but it's there. But again, the blue front, it does make the car work. Now, one little complaint, and it's not necessarily this car specifically that has the issue, but one thing I kind of miss is that you notice how like the 24 number itself, I don't know, to me it just feels bare. But that's because there's a thing called a drop shadow that was on the side here of the 2 and the 4. That's what Jeff Gordon had. Because if you guys remember, there was like a black, good bit of black here on the right and bottom here. I think it's because they want to give Chase Elliott more of an identity. And so they took that out. And so all we have is the main number, like inside part, and then the stroke, which is the bit of red here on the outside. Now, like I understand that, but it just fit more with Jeff Gordon's number font. So again, and it's not just this car specifically, but just all of Chase Elliott's cars in the past 2 years. It just felt like it's something missing. So overall, I mean, it's still a good looking car. I wish they could have done more of the yellow, but oh well. So because of that, I'm going to give Chase Elliott's 2017 Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet 3 stars. So there you guys have it. Throw the Napa cars together here. Show you guys the front. Because you notice how you have the yellow here. It's unique. I'll definitely give you that. It is definitely unique, but I prefer this over that. So there you go. I'm going to throw the two cars together. Now the one thing I also do appreciate too is that over the years that Napa has been a sponsor, they have hardly changed. And in this day and age where almost everything changes, I'm really glad that something like Napa has stayed the same. Also, I'm very glad that Napa has stayed a sponsor in NASCAR Because I know that when Michael Waltrip had that scandal in 2013, Napa did leave Michael Waltrip Racing, and I thought they were never going to come back. So when I heard that Napa was going to sponsor Chase Elliott, that was really good news. I do not have the nationwide car yet of Chase Elliott, but I would like to get that sometime down the road. So that'll do it for this episode of the Diecast of the Week. I'm going to show you guys one last thing. That's the hood right there. So if you guys were wondering about that, that's the hood of Chase Elliott. And unfortunately, I don't have anything else for Martin Truex because it came in that little box. So there you guys have it. That is it for this episode of the Diecast of the Week. Let me know if there's anything you guys would like to see more of. How am I doing on these videos? If there's any changes, let me know what you guys think. So thank you guys so much for the support. I always greatly appreciate it. And as always, I will see you next time.